Hello, my name is Jared Reed, and my topic for today is privacy protection in a digital age. I decided to look deeper into the issue of people's privacy and private information within social media platforms. Again, some of the social media platforms that I am talking about and referencing to are Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and more. As a user of social media, I have always been aware and suspicious of the privacy issues that come about. And this pertains to private information listed on people's accounts, um, uh, accounts being hacked into, as well as location services and more. One of the first unconscious things that people, especially teens, do not realize they're giving to the public are their locations, and this can be something of great concern as it exposes where we are on social media. In the Greaves A 2017 blog, I was able to look into some of the research conducted that studied the dangers of location sharing on social media platforms altogether. Current location does not always come across as sensitive information to be putting on social media, although it very well can be. On top of my own thoughts and opinions, research talks about how location is something that people should start considering protecting. Greaves A 2017 discusses how different people can protect their location on social media. And one of the things that the blog brought forth was about how different apps ask you to use your current location upon downloading it. Also, the blog said to not disclose your every move on social media by updating your status or checking in with where you are during the day. By doing this or even tagging your location, it makes it very easy for hackers and people to track where you are on a daily basis. The research article Madden 2013 talked about how teens and young adults are sharing increasingly more information than they used to. According to the study, 71% of people post the city or town in which they reside in, whereas 53% of people post their email address to their account, and 20% of people are posting their cell phone numbers to their account. And oftentimes we see people that will post pictures of their vacations while they are still gone. Doing this can actually be a very dangerous and risky thing to one's privacy. This is because posting pictures of you and of being away from your home during vacation allows for you to be a target for burglars, home invaders, and people that are trying to break in. This can be prevented by making your account private and by not posting about you being gone for a certain period of time. A prime example of this would be with the late rapper Pop Smoke, who accidentally posted his address to his Instagram story and to his Instagram account, and was shot and killed by two burglars who found his location through his social media. Next, Farini M 2015 was another research and scholarly article that I was able to dive into and study. Shown in that article are the amount of personal and sensitive data that can be extracted from contents publicly that are available in social media platforms. Something that's clear was that anyone can exploit social media platforms through a program, and this program gives people the ability to browse for geotagged contents, which are contents that are generated in a specific area. And this allows for people to retrieve personal and sensitive information from each geotagged contents. This research also went over the basic information that can be captured through a public social media profile, such as account name, the time in which the account was created, location services, personal URLs that give people additional and private information of yours, and more. Another thing that people tend to do is link their social media accounts together. And what this means is people link all of their social media accounts together so that they are all accessible from one location. And this can be done from Google, Facebook, Twitter, and more. This was something that I also asked my audience in the audience analysis. I feel that linking social media accounts is even more of a risk for people because there are even more people that have immediate access to all of your profiles, accounts, and information from that one location. In the Lalibert M 2020 study and research went over different reasons as to why people need to stop linking their social media accounts altogether. And by linking social media platforms and accounts, you can be giving hackers the key to invade your privacy. One tip that this article talked about was to always read through the change in policy messages that these sites are sending to you. And this is because oftentimes the site can be asking for access to valuable information of yours, such as contact lists, different pages you follow or like, and more. But giving strangers access to your personal information, it can make it way easier to hack into every account that you've ever made. Hackers can then go through and track your activity to find out more about you as well. A great source that I stumbled upon through another class was the Frontline Facebook Dilemma documentary. In the Frontlines Facebook Dilemma documentary, we are able to see how a social media platform like Facebook put people's information into other people's hands. And one of the main things that I was able to take away from this documentary was how Facebook was got caught selling people's information. During the 2016 presidential election, Facebook sold millions of profiles to Cambridge. In total, Facebook gave around 61 different companies access to user data without them knowing. And this was something that was very alarming to find out in research about as a social media user myself. Lastly, it was found that Facebook has the ability to track your movements across the web or internet, even if you when you stay logged in on your desktop browser. And this is even if a particular person is not actively on Facebook. So that allows for information to be shared with advertisers and more. And the easy fix to this would be to just make sure you log out of your accounts even when you're on your desktop browser, and just so that your information is not shared with advertisers and more. To wrap things up, it is evident that putting private and personal information on social media platforms happens in a plethora of ways and poses numerous risks to one's well-being. Through the survey that I conducted with my audience, there were a few responses that talked about how they were not concerned with their personal or private information being taken or stolen. This is because they felt that their precautions and safety measures that they were taking were good enough. And I feel that this is part of the problem because they feel that nothing bad will ever happen to them until it actually does. Technology is evolving, people and hackers are getting smarter and more knowledgeable, and some of these hackers, marketers, and more will find different ways and tactics to gain your personal information. And once they have it, there is no shortage to the amount of things that they can do with it. I feel that there needs to be more said and done, as well as more effort put forth to try and protect everyone's personal information. I believe that it starts with ourselves. So something that will be helpful is to go home and ask for a friend to Google you to see how much information that they can find. And I feel that you'll be very surprised at the amount of information that that person finds and that you find. And I feel that you need to take actions to make your personal information more private. And that wraps up my speech. And now it's time for the Q&A session. So my first question that I was asked was, how do you personally find a balance between being connected and keeping information private online? To answer that, I feel that you can still be on social media, although it is important to keep a handle or close watch on what you are putting onto the platform. As new platforms arise, you have to research their privacy policies and how they plan on using your information on that social media platform. For my second question, I was asked, what age group is this targeting? To answer that, I feel that this is targeting late teens through the 20s. This is because of the majority of people that are using social media within this age group. Also, this happens to be the audience that I'm presenting to and the peers that are surrounding me. Although it is directed at this age group of late teens through the 20s, I feel that it is very informative for all those that are using social media in general. My third and final question is, are some social media apps less secure than others? And to answer that, I feel that yes, I believe that some social media apps are less secure than others. Some apps use and share your information more than others for reasons that are not related to the app. And I feel that this is a bad thing. This then puts your information into places that you didn't intend for it to be and that you don't want for it to be. And that concludes my Q&A session and the 3 questions that I was asked.